A Chattanooga man says his wife had an inappropriate relationship with Mayor Andy Berke, and he and his top staff conspired to keep it quiet. Good evening. I'm Kim Chapman.
And I'm Calvin Sneed. Bobby Stone made that statement to reporters this morning outside court. Catherine Marchand starts off our team coverage tonight with new details of Stone's allegations against the city's top leaders. Catherine.
Kim, Calvin, Bobby's wife, Lacey, is a senior advisor to Mayor Berke. The Stones got into a fight in May, which ultimately led to Bobby's arrest. Bobby says that arrest never should have happened. And since she dropped the charges today, Judge Lila Statham seemed to agree.
You're free to go. Yes, sir.
Bobby Stone walked out of the courtroom ready to tell his side of the story for the first time publicly.
The fact is that Mayor Andy Berke had an inappropriate relationship with my wife, and he and his staff conspired with Chief Fred Fletcher to have me falsely arrested so they could cover that fact up. And that's all I'm going to say right now.
Stone alleges the city's highest-ranking officials attempted to conceal a scandal for the sake of their own reputations. Before now, these accusations could only be found in police paperwork. Outside the courtroom, we approached Lacey and her attorney to get her side of the story.
No, we don't have any comment. Thank you.
In the 5-page motion to dismiss, we learned the district attorney found a credibility problem with the alleged victim, Lacey. Neil Pinkston says her story had inconsistencies, some of them major. Pinkston also notes police never gave Bobby the usual Miranda warning, failing to notify him of his rights to remain silent. We already knew the investigation began at the home of Police Chief Fred Fletcher. Lacey drove to Fletcher's home after the fight with Bobby. But the motion reveals the mayor's chief of staff also went to Fletcher's home that night. That's Stacy Richardson, who allegedly told police that Lacey wants all this to go away. The motion leaves it unclear why the mayor's closest aide was even involved in a police matter. Tonight, we've learned from Pinkston's motion that Bobby also contacted Fletcher and said, "I'm sure she's telling you how I beat her up. That's not true. We did wrestle over the phone, but I never hit her." Kim, Calvin, back to you.
Catherine, thank you. Mayor Berke and Lacey Stone have worked alongside each other for 3.5 years. Mayor Berke became Chattanooga's mayor in 2013. Stone became his communications director about a month after the mayor was in office.
In March of this year, Mayor Berke promoted her to senior advisor. That new position came with a $15,000 raise, which made her salary about $80,000 a year.
When the TBI got involved back in May, the mayor said then he was just there to do his job.
We'll cooperate with whoever asks us to. We're going to let the process work.
And just last month, Berke announced his bid for re-election for mayor. He said then he had no concerns about loss of trust from voters.
I'm really not. I go around the city every day talking to people, but what I know citizens want is how are we going to move our city forward.
And a couple weeks after Berke's announcement, the head of the Hamilton County GOP called for the mayor to resign.
Tony Sanders says Berke's use of an encrypted messaging app raised questions about his transparency.
Can you tell us why you would use that instead of just a text message?
We use a lot of different platforms, and we make sure that we follow the law and keep those for 60 days as is required by policy.
And late today, we heard from the mayor's office about the latest allegations against the mayor and his staff.
It says Mayor Berke has absolute confidence that the Chattanooga Police Department conducted the investigation on their own and without influence from the mayor's office, the chief of police's office, or anyone else.